Okay, you guys, listen, I'm back with another word, and I'm going to try to hurry this thing up here. So, this movie right here, I'm sure you all are familiar with this. It's an older movie, but this movie has been in my spirit for the last 3 to 4 days, literally. And I couldn't get it out my heart. I couldn't get it out my spirit. Every time I turned my TV on, it was just sitting there. So, today was one of them days that I was not going to do anything. I sat down and I watched the movie. And of course, you know, when the Lord showed me a movie to watch, there's a message in it. And it's like, dang, how come I didn't see that before? Or I'll never be able to look at that movie the same or whatnot. But I'm not going to get off into the actual movie, okay? But I encourage you to go back and watch this movie, whether you've seen it 1,000 times like me or whether you've never seen it at all. I want you to go back and watch this movie, okay? And I want you to come back to this video, so make sure you save it. And I want you to leave me a comment on what you thought about this. But as I'm sitting here watching, okay, Adam Sandler, he was basically the main character. He was an architect. Basically, he was tired of getting the short end of the stick. Okay, I need y'all to hear me and what I'm saying to you. He was tired of getting the short end of the stick. It seemed like no matter how hard he worked at his job, he could never reach the level he was trying to reach, which is become partner of this architect firm. He was getting frustrated. He was neglecting his family. He was neglecting his household, all to just pour everything into getting this promotion. Okay. So that remote that he's sitting there holding, it came with a few cons, but it also came with some benefits as well. Okay. So he learned how to work the remote. Okay. And things that he did not want to be bothered with, which would be hindering him for pouring into this company so that he can get this promotion, okay? He would fast forward through having sex with his wife, having dinner with his family, whether it's his parents, his wife and children, whoever the case is, anything dealing with the household and being the man of the house, he fast forward through that, Every time he would get sick, he would fast forward through that. Going to work in traffic, he would fast forward through that because it's like none of this is serving me purpose. Why am I here? I need to get to the good part of my life because I'm tired of failing. But let me remind you all, just as I said earlier today, to let us not grow weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. A lot of us need to hear this today because a lot of us are getting tired. A lot of us are very weary. A lot of us is ready to just throw in the towel and see how we can fast forward our life to get to the things that we've petitioned God for, but feel as if God is taking too long to bring that thing to pass for us. But I need you to understand there are dangers in moving ahead of God. If you are not careful, there are some things that can come up against you when you move outside of the covering of the Holy Spirit, okay? Just like with him, since he was fast forwarding through all of those things, in the future, when those things arise, when he wanted to have sex with his wife, it automatically fast forward him through it. When he wanted to spend time with his kids, it automatically fast forward him through it. And I'm not talking about, y'all, he was missing 2 or 3 days. This remote was fast forwarding him to a happy place in his life because at this point, this is all he wanted to experience was the happy parts of his life. He didn't want to have to endure any of the storms that he needed to endure in order to get to where God was taking him because it was taking too long. He was getting tired. He was getting weary. He was tired of not succeeding when everyone else around him was succeeding. And I know I'm talking to somebody because I'm not the only one that's feeling this way. So nonetheless, he done missed his children growing up because every time a situation will pop up, that remote will automatically fast forward him. So he missed his children grow up to the point to where when he saw his children grown, he didn't even know who they were. You know, he missed his father's funeral because he was being so mean to his father. He didn't want to be bothered with him no more. And so that took a turn for him. He ended up losing his wife over the years, and the wife ended up getting remarried because he was trying to pour himself into the wrong places. And rather than him releasing himself control from those things and giving it to God, he wanted to handle it his way. And at the end, when he began to look back and see that he had missed his entire life, now he's an old man. Now he getting ready to die. He has to give the message to his family. Listen. He told his son, no, don't put your wife off, because the son had started to act like he was acting. You know what I mean? He putting his firm first. His son was putting work first and not the new wife and all that other stuff. So he had to tell his son, listen, no, this ain't what we doing. You need to make this right. And then, of course, you know, he died. But here's the good part. We thank God for second chances. This is why we are not to take God's grace so lightly, because he gives it to us lovingly and sparingly. So we should never take it for granted. But when he woke up in the store he actually went to purchase a new remote. He looking around, he found out he was dreaming. So now he's happy. He's looking at the mediocre car. He's looking at the mediocre house. He went to the house. He's excited. He's happy. He went to go see his parents. He done woke them up out they sleep, thanking them. And yes, I'm going to spend more time with you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And he went home, did the same thing with his children and with his wife. And, you know, let's plan this 4th of July thing. And so then he saw this note on his table next to the remote. And it said, basically, good guys need to catch a break as well, or something like that. And then it says, but this time I'll know you'll do right by it, or something like that. So he took the remote, he threw the remote in the trash, and he just decided to live life however it came. So I'm here to encourage each and every one of you to get off the fast forward button. Stop being in a hurry to move past God, because listen, we don't know what God keeps us from moment by moment. We only know when the enemy tries to attack us and when he tries to come up on us. But we have no idea the battles and the fights that God fight behind our backs that we have no idea about. Don't move prematurely before God and ruin the blessing. Don't move prematurely before God and ruin the surprise. Listen, what God has for you, it already has your name on it, and can't nobody, including the devil in hell, take it away from you. And I need you to stand firm with God. Don't be procrastinating behind him, but I need you to stand firm with him. If he tell you to do something, I don't care how crazy it sounds, because it's only crazy until it happens. You do it anyway. I don't care how crazy you may look to other people. You do what God tells you to do. That's your only concern at this point. But do not hit fast forward, because there are some details. There is some information. There is some guidance and instructions that God needs you to catch before he elevates you. Take this word back to God and get the confirmation that you need. Y'all have a blessed evening.